Hey guys, this is Eddie giving you guys another video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about my 2-year ownership experience with my S650 Mustang GT. So just to get right into it, I bought the car in September of 2023. It is a base GT. The only option I had was the 10-speed and Night Pony package. It's a 300A, if I'm not mistaken. And here we are. We kind of converted it to what it looks now. It has the full RTR Spec 2. The only thing that's missing is it does not have the RTR front lip. This has the eBay front lip. It was like $80 on eBay. I was not about to pay $300, $400 that RTR has theirs for sale. As a matter of fact, this is the second one I had. The first one I had broke. Speaking of broke, which is water. Okay. But yeah, so $80, no harm done. Full RTR Spec 2. Obviously it does not have the RTR hood vent because this is a carbon fiber hood vent. So we went with the Shelby inspired hood vent. This car is not a performance pack, but it does have the performance pack rims because these rims are gorgeous. These are the most gorgeous rims I have ever laid eyes upon. But yeah, and then we have the carbon fiber deck lid, trunk and deck lid, kind of RTR inspired with that ducktail. And yeah, the car did have single tip exhaust. I converted it to quad tips. So if you're interested in doing this, want to save some extra money, you guys could just get an S550 stock exhaust. And then this is an S550 exhaust. This is from a 2022 Mustang. Fits right on. All you have to do is just cut to fit the quad tip. If I didn't tell you the car doesn't have performance, the performance exhaust, you guys wouldn't know. Like, it literally looks stock. So yeah, and the car has an H pipe, and the car is tuned with an RTD4 from Palm Beach Dyno. So I have an E85 tune and a 93 octane tune, which lets the car redline all the way to 8,000 RPM. So I kind of want to talk about my experience modding wise. All these body kits, you can see the car does have a body kit. What fit, what didn't. As far as the hood fit in just fine. If you guys saw my install video, well, we did have to pre-drill something because it didn't come with the holes, so we had to do the holes already. Matter of fact, let me pop the hood. So this one, when we took off the original piece off the original hood, the kind of clips that would go in broke, so we just glued this in place. Matter of fact, I'll have to glue it again. Without these on, you're gonna see that the hood is gonna shake a lot more. Don't get me wrong, the hood does shake. The OEM hood also shakes crazy, where I legit thought my hood was open. There's a few times where I had to pull off on the highway because I thought the hood was generally open from how much the hood was shaking. So very common thing on these cars that the hood does shake really bad on the stock hood. This hood in particular, I don't notice it as bad, especially when I installed the hood deflectors, or you know, I just grabbed it from the stock hood. This is already in the stock S550 hood, so I just put it on. I noticed that this hood could be placebo effect, could be that the fact that, you know, it's more ventilated, but I do notice this hood does not shake as much, where I'm scared that, hey, did I leave the hood open by accident? But yeah, these hood deflectors, definitely, if you're interested in this hood or changing your hood out, I would highly recommend you get these wind deflectors, because it really reduces the air, because all the air when this is closed is going to enter through here, and then you're just going to see your hood shaking like crazy. So highly recommend this. As you guys can see, there would be a kind of heat shield with this hood. I couldn't put the heat shield on, so you are going to have exposed plumbing, because this is the wipers. You are going to get exposed plumbing. Holy shit, I am so sorry. That's gonna be a little blooper. That dude scared the shit out of me in the scooter. That dude scared the shit out of me. Anyways, yeah, you are gonna get exposed plumbing. And then all of these, we tried to drill them in best we could, but I think in the end we just ended up kind of gluing. You can see Yeah, aftermarket hood, some things really didn't match up, and you know, you're scared drilling into it. So this is kind of where we're at. Looks good, does its job just fine. But onto a problem I got from installing the hood is that the windshield wipers, you know, when you put the water to come out, the fluid, the windshield fluid wouldn't come out. I don't know what happened, but where the water comes out of, they just stopped working. So I did have to take it to the dealership, and luckily they did warranty it and got it working again. I don't know why, what happened, but they just stopped working. Took it to the dealership and it works again. No charge, of course, thankfully. But this is how the hood's sitting. Gorgeous hood. I'm so happy with this hood. It looks so good. This was always a dream with this hood. So that's enough glazing the hood. As far as RTR, the lights, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have the full RTR grills, bottom grills. If I could only go back time, I would only buy this. These lights are a game changer. Completely change how your car looks with the RTR front grill. So really happy with these grills. The bottom grill, don't care. These, I'm gonna be real, these things suck. I can never get them to clip right. And matter of fact, tap, they come out. Look, just a little tap, they come loose. How these haven't fallen off, I don't know, because I've straight up found these just completely gone. Like, not gone, but like they're like deep into the engine thing. So as far as RTR things, I have found problems with the RTR lower grills. I have found a lot of problems with these grills. These grills, honestly, I would not buy these. This bottom one, I wouldn't buy. Front lip, this eBay front lip, I would 1,000,000% buy, but I would only buy this front lip with the RTR side skirts. I think these side skirts are the best aftermarket side skirts you could get for the Mustangs. In my opinion, I love the RTR side skirts. They complement, you know, they kind of sit the same, so they just complement the car. Love how the RTR grills work. Very easy install, but I will say, you got to be careful with the install. What was I saying about drilling? We got a little happy, and we drilled a hole over the OEM side skirt. That is a problem. Well, not a problem. It was, you know, our negligence that did end up happening, where we drilled a little hole over it. But luckily, it's in the passenger seat, out of sight, out of mind. I don't see it every day, so it's not bothering me as much. Going to the rear, the carbon fiber trunk. The actual problem with the carbon fiber trunk, I would get water leaking. The water would leak from the trunk. So what I ended up doing is we bought some silicone, this low silicone rubber, whatever it is. We bought this to get the water to stop leaking in, and luckily that worked. But I was having water drilling in. I would get the trunk, ignore that, army stuff. I would get water in this trunk where the spare tire was completely, you know, just a puddle. So luckily, now that we put this sealant in, no more water coming in. So you guys may notice that the hood, the trunk, obviously again, aftermarket, it swoops a little bit higher. It swoops, it's like that. So because of that, it's not as flat as the stock hood, or the stock trunk, the stock trunk. So because of this little up, how like it would go up a little bit, it's not sitting as flush, the water will enter it. So luckily with that sealant, with the rubber, that we put, no more water entering the trunk, thankfully. That was the only problem I had with the carbon fiber with the body kits. That right there, the water would enter the trunk, but it's like $20 for that rubber. No, that's not an issue anymore, thankfully. And then another thing with the RTR, I really wouldn't buy these quarter things. Matter of fact, this one's loose. This is loose. It has a bunch of trash. Oh no, it doesn't. But yeah, these right here, these bottom RTR ones, save your money. I would not get these again. Absolutely not. These right here, honestly, I would just get the front grills, side skirts, and eBay front lip. Don't get the RTR one unless you're crazy for the RTR one. This one looks, in my opinion, it looks the exact same as the RTR one. The only thing is this is a 3-piece. You can't even tell it's a 3-piece. If I didn't tell you it's not a 3-piece, you wouldn't tell. So yeah, like, just save your money, guys. Please save your money. So let's kind of talk suspension. When the car had 300 miles, I did change the suspension. I bought the D2 lowering springs. I'm gonna be honest, D2 lowering springs, amazing option, amazing option. They feel just like stock, just a lot shorter. As you can see, finger gap, 1 right here in the front. I think the front actually has a spacer on top of that, but 1 finger, no rubbing, scrapes like crazy with, you know, obviously with it being a lower car. Here's the rear. Barely, can't even put a finger in. Yeah, love the D2 lowering springs. So amazing option. Why did I go with lowering springs versus full-on coilovers? Well, the car had 300 miles, so it was almost a shame to replace the strut and suspension because it's a brand new car. So I'm like, you know what, let's just do lowering springs. Obviously, if this were an older car, like for example, my Celica, I would 100% swap out the suspension because it's a 30-year-old suspension. But this car being a brand new car, it's a shame to swap it over to coilovers and just throw away. No, not throw away, but you know, to not use the SOX suspension, which feels just fine. Honestly, the lowering springs, an amazing addition. And then as far as rims and tires, these are obviously the performance pack rims that are Night Pony performance pack rims. With the stock tire. This is 255s, 4019s in the front. Amazing tire, Pirellis, you know, just stock. And the rears, I did go beefy on the rears. These are Pirellis as well, but these are 295s, 295 4019 if I'm not mistaken. Listen, I wanted as a beefy tire in the rear as possible, so I just went the widest tire, and obviously no rubbing, tucks in just fine. As far as the fitment wise, this is kind of how it looks. I could live just fine with that, the little camber it has. But if I'm not mistaken, they are P0, Pirelli P0s, yes, 295 40 19s. But yeah, a little thing, I'm not a big fan of up badging the car. I understand it has a Shelby inspired hood and performance pack, even though it's not a performance pack. I'll admit, I'm not a big fan of up badging, but I just had to make an exception with this. I love how the car looks. There's not anything else I would add to the car. Like exterior look wise, I wouldn't add anything else. I think how the car sits is gorgeous. I'm gonna go to the rear of the vehicle, speaking on performance wise. So the car did come stock with single tip exhaust. I converted it over to a 2022 Mustang exhaust, non-active, but 20 S550 Mustangs, Gen 3 S550s anyways, come stock with quad tips. So I had to do the quad tips. I hated the single tips on the car, but I wasn't, well, honestly, this car, I didn't order it. It just was what was on the lot. The single tips were hideous. I hated that you had to get the performance exhaust option. And then on top of that, you have to silence it. No, I like my car loud how it is, always loud. So obviously, these are S550 exhaust. The car does have a Steeda H pipe in it. I'm gonna put some exhaust clips right now. But from how the car sounds and the saving, I bought this stock exhaust for like $100 on Marketplace. Quad tips, I think the car sounds amazing. In the future, we could see what exhaust I end up getting for the car, but as it stands, performance-wise, I just have the H-pipe that I would recommend taking the H-pipe to a shop and having it welded. I clamped it in, and like 3 times the clamps got loose, so I had the exhaust dragging on the floor. So definitely, I would recommend getting it welded. But the S550 exhaust fits just fine on S650s. If you want to do this conversion, watch the video I uploaded. Super easy. The only scary part is cutting your rear diffuser, but other than that, fits in just fine. Looks amazing. You wouldn't, if I didn't tell you this car doesn't have the factory quad tips with the performance package, the performance exhaust, you wouldn't have known. But yeah, this sounds amazing, fits in just fine. And then as far as performance wise, another thing I have is the RTD4 from Palm Beach Dyno. I bought this from Palm Beach Dyno. It was about 500 bucks. They have sent me over about 3 tunes, all revised. So they are making adjustments to their tune, as well as you can send them a data log so they could check out what's wrong with your car, and they'll be more than happy to send you a revised tune to fix it. Super happy with this. If you live somewhere where E85 is a lot cheaper, obviously here the cheapest I've seen E85 is $2.20. So I'm filling up this car for like 30 bucks. But performance wise and just kind of costly effective, if you live somewhere where E85 is just a lot cheaper, it's not a bad idea to get RTD4, get E85 tune, be able to run E85. Not only are you going to be making more power, this car on E85 is making 440 horsepower to the wheels, but also you're going to be saving some money. Spend some money to save some money anyways. But I'm super happy with RTD4, super happy with Palm Beach Dyno. Anything that is wrong with the car, they're super quick to reply. I cannot recommend them enough, and I cannot recommend the RTD4. The car is basically stock, no headers, no nothing. If you want to save the 500 bucks to get some headers and all that, and then get this to get it tuned, all yours. Obviously it's a stock car, it's making 440 to the wheel stock. Well, not stock, with just E85 tune. Super happy with the performance and super happy with this. I think this is a great performance adder. Cannot recommend this enough. Now I kind of want to talk about some issues I've had with the car. So as far as exterior wise, I did have water or humidity leak into the headlights. Granted, to the car's defense, I live in Miami, it was absolutely flooding. So I passed a really big puddle where the water was about this big. Thank God the car didn't flood, you know, Ford tough. But by accident, I did pass a very big puddle. By God's grace, the car didn't flood, but water did enter the headlights. I took it to Ford, to the dealership, and they said, obviously the humidity dried up, it went away, and sadly they weren't able to replace it. But as you can see, there's no more condensation, no more nothing. Could have been a one-time thing where water did leak into the headlights, as well as with the RTR. This RTR headlight, my fault, not RTR's fault. Water did leak into the humidity, but it's because it has a gummy where the wire is. You can see the wire right here. There's a wire right here. This is what powers the car, the RTR lights. There's a gummy that goes into it, like a rubber grommet. I didn't put the rubber grommet on. I live in Miami, very humid, so water did go in. I put the rubber just fine, and now no problem. Water doesn't enter anymore. That is the biggest issue. These are always coming loose. Like if I'm driving fast, the wind just knocks these down. I have seen them where, no joke, they are like by the wheel well of how like they just flew off. Could be my fault, but you know, I expect a little bit better for these to actually be able to clip on. So I mean, I'll clip them on better off screen. I'll clip them back on. Fitment wise, this car stock had terrible front bumper fitment. You can see the bumper isn't tucked to the headlights. Now you're saying, oh, when you installed the RTR grills, when you installed all that, that's where I didn't get my headlight aligned or my bumper aligned. No, I've always had this from the first day I bought the car. The headlight and bumper fitment is not that well. As a matter of fact, when I took off the front bumper to install the RTR lights, I was hoping in reinstalling it, I'd do a better job at getting the fitment right. But nope, that's just how the car is. It's not as bad, but you could definitely tell the car does not have a good fitment. You could even see right here. No, I guess it's just the driver's side. This side's a lot better fitment wise. But yeah, that side is pretty bad. And speaking of fitment, we're gonna go over here. Only once did this happen where I opened the door and the fender and door met. You can see the paint chip right here. You see the paint chip. I don't know what. It was a one-time thing where I opened the door and they met. You can see right there where the paint scratched off from the door and the fender meeting. That was a one-time thing. So as a matter of fact, I don't know why, but right here, this comes loose. This panel, look, it's loose right now. It comes loose. So I clipped this panel back in and it stopped rubbing. But only once did it happen where the door and the fender were rubbing. I don't know why. The car's never been in an accident. I've never been in an accident. Only once has that happened. You can even see back here. I don't know why. Again, the car's never been in an accident. Sometimes I find that these panels come loose. I have no idea why, but luckily I rarely have people in my car, so it doesn't happen a lot. But only once did it happen. No clue why. I clipped the panel. This panel was loose. I clipped it back in, then it stopped rubbing. Don't know why. Could be something you may need to look into if you have an S550. See if your body panels are clipping. And then this was pointed out to me by the service technician. Again, you can see the body panels are not right. This back bumper is a little out. See how it's not flush? You can see it's not flush. It's supposed to be like that, flush. This car just wasn't flush. Doesn't bother, like honestly, it doesn't bother me enough to get it fixed, but you could definitely tell it is not flush. And then obviously, as I said earlier in the video, the trunk, water would leak into the trunk. We bought that little $20 sealant, no more water leaking. But as far as exterior with the vehicle, that is the only problem I've had with the car. Other than that, the car has been amazing. Yes, it scrapes because it's low. That's my fault. It's not the car's fault. I will fault the car with the body panels coming, especially the stock body panels, came loose. The car did come with, right here, this terrible kind of fitment where you can see, you literally see the headlight. So car came like that. I tried to fix it when I took out the front bumper, but no cigar. But other than that, exterior wise in the vehicle, this is how the car is. Now I am inside the car. Love the new interior on the S650. Love this new interior. You can see it's a regular GT. It's not a premium or a dark horse where this be connected. Massive waste of money, because even if it is connected, it's just dead space. Matter of fact, it probably costs more money making two different I don't know. I'm just a guy that loves this car. Car has 22,799 miles. Is my daily driver. But yeah, this is where the car is. The car gets me 11 miles average mile per gallon. It is what it is. Car right now is a half tank, or no, a little over half, 90 miles. Hey man, I have a heavy foot. I'm pretty sure, I want to say the car detects it's on E85, and E85 does burn quicker than regular gas, so maybe that's why. Who knows? But biggest issue I have two big issues. One is the pre-collision sensor. I don't know where that pre-collision sensor is in relation to the car, but if it's foggy, if there's dirty, for whatever reason, if it's dirty or humid where it covers the sensor, it pops up on the dash. I get the notification on 4Pass that, hey, your pre-collision sensor is not available. That is the issue. Luckily, it will actually, on the way here, it came up that the pre-collision is unavailable. It went away. It's the most bipolar thing. It does not affect the car in any way, but it's ugly to have something in your dash saying, hey, there's a faulty code. It's very annoying. The thing is, whenever I take it to the dealership to get it checked out, it goes away. It's the most annoyingest thing. It doesn't affect the car at all. Drive just normal, but I don't like the notification that, hey, there's something wrong with the car, and it's just because it's dirty. I don't know where the sensor is, but it's just dirty from humidity, dust from the road. Once you clean the car, once you clean the sensor, it goes away. But that sensor has been the most annoyingest part. And then going to the second most annoyingest thing on the car is something I praise and something I hate. The Sync 4 doesn't know when it wants to be wireless or wired. Right now, I have my phone in airplane mode, so it doesn't connect to the Sync 4 because it messes up the audio. But this car with the Sync 4, it's supposed to be wireless Apple CarPlay. This car is the most bipolar thing, where sometimes it lets me be wireless, sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't, no ifs, ands, or buts, the car will not connect unless it's wired. Or sometimes I do have it connected wired and it still won't connect. Granted, I don't know if you can see. Let me turn off the flash. I admit, my phone has seen better days. It's an iPhone 14, I believe. You can see it's cracked, screen, you know. It's an older phone, it's been through the ringer. But this car, well, let me turn on the AC, it's hot. This car with the Sync 4 and the phone, I don't know if it's the car's fault, I don't know if the phone's fault. But the Sync 4, when it doesn't want to work, the wireless Apple CarPlay doesn't want to work, it does not want to work. You can't do nothing about that. Another thing, I mean, now those are the two biggest issues I've had, is the pre-collision warning and the Apple CarPlay. Those are the biggest issues I've had. You know, first world problems on this, but it is very frustrating and annoying when it doesn't want to work. And then sometimes it's supposed to be wireless, it's connected wireless. I've been connected to the charger because I want to charge my phone. It shifts or whatever, and it's just constantly disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting, disconnecting, connecting. It's so annoying because then obviously you want to listen to your music and then you just see this screen, then the Apple CarPlay screen, then this screen, then the Apple CarPlay screen, and it's just so annoying when it does it. When the car just doesn't know if it wants to be wireless or wired. Other than that, those are two kind of issues I've had. Now here's kind of the nitpicking part. So nitpicking, when you go to my pony mode, this right here. This isn't my car. My car's black. Why, you know, why can't it just be my car? Why? This is a silver 5.0, like, with the, actually, yeah, with the spoiler. My car came stock, didn't even come with the spoiler. It's not even the same color. Why can't I not update this to be my car? Why? Oh, look, you can spin it. So you could do all this, but it's kind of like, hey, yeah, this isn't your car, haha. So nitpicking, but I would love for this to be customizable. It bothers me to no end that this car isn't my car. So whatever. We have the my color. This car doesn't have ambient lighting, even though the ambient lighting on this car sucks. It sucks. I'll give it Camaros that. Camaros have way better ambient lighting. Right here you have the red, and red right there. That's my favorite color. Black and red is my favorite combo. Cluster themes. I love driving the car normal, but yeah, you have your different cluster themes if you want to change your theme. I think it's a very cool feature. If you want to have that, then by all means. I just drive it in normal, honestly. I don't care. I'm not going to be nitpicky that it's two iPads, that it stands out, or bring back the analog. No, I don't care. It's a 2024 car. Let it have its digital dash. I really don't care. Something I still stand 10 toes on is the fan. As you can see, I'm all the way over here, and I feel like, man, I want to move the fan. I gotta move the fan. Why, mind you, while you're driving. So one eye, you know, you have one arm here, your other arm's here. You're looking at the road. You have to look out the road just to make sure to get your fan. I believe, matter of fact, I think newer 2026, they became standard with dual climate control. I had to fact check. If it's false, I'm gonna put that it's false. But I believe base GTs, I don't know about EcoBoost, but base GTs come standard with dual climate control. This car doesn't have dual climate control. It just has my climate control. So when it's dual climate control, it will be closer to you, and then this side would be the climate control for your passenger. So because this car doesn't have dual climate control, they put it all the way over there. So this is literally like, this is my hand fully extended. I have to move, get my eyes off the road. It happens where, man, the AC, I want it to be a little bit more aggressive. The fan's a little bit more aggressive. I literally I have eyes off the road to move it. Biggest annoying. I did get a comment saying you could ask the Ford voice command. Ford voice command doesn't control fan speed. Matter of fact, okay, well, it connected to Siri, and then Siri stopped recording. Ford voice command does not control fan speed. It does control the AC. If you want to tell, hey Ford, put the temperature hotter, it will do it, but it will not control the fan speed. So other than that, those are the two kind of complaints. I have the 10-speed automatic, amazing transmission. Other than that, that's really the only problems I've had with the car so far. I love the car. It was a brand new car. The car I had before was a 2013 Dodge Challenger SRT 392. Had that car full bolt-on, cammed. You know, anything. The only thing I didn't do was NOS or boosted. But that was as much as you could do to the car. That car made 500 horsepower to the wheel. This car stock walks it. So even now with the E85 tuned, I can't imagine. But performance-wise, this is the fastest car I've ever had, and it's only getting faster from here. The reason I went with cosmetics instead of performative, at the time, the tuning still wasn't available. But now that tuning is available, like a rewind time, instead of spending money on all the carbon fiber stuff, I think I would have spent the money on headers. And yeah, what's next for the car? I do plan on doing steer to stop a hop, get the car just feeling a little bit right. Because sometimes that the car at 80 miles per hour in a turn, that's like where I feel the most comfortable. Like over 80, I feel the rear end, you know, I just feel that the car is just gonna oversteer and I'm gonna lose the rear end. That's my happy place, 80 miles on the turn. I don't track the car, but you know, I do like, you know, like any guy, if I have the road to myself and the highway has some twisties, you know, I'm gonna punch it a bit. So that 80 miles per hour is kind of where I feel the most comfortable. Definitely plan on doing steer to stop a hop, Whipple and headers. So obviously with the added horsepower on the Whipple, the steer to stop a hop is going to really help plant the car and put the power to the ground. So those three things are really what's next for the car. Whipple, headers, and steer to stop a hop. I'm pretty much almost done with the build. Other than that, the car's been an amazing car. If you still haven't bought a car, these cars are getting more expensive and expensive. This car had an MSRP, a window sticker of 45 grand. Now, I believe this exact same build, Mustang GT 10-speed night pony package, is in the 50s. So definitely, if you're looking for a good, reliable car, this car's never gonna be any check engine lights. Like whatever check engine light it's given, it's because of my fault. First time it's giving me, it misfired. It was doing misfired codes. That's because I blended E30 wrong. My fault. The second time I got a check engine light was because I took the car to the dealership for its recall. I don't know what the dealership did, but they put the car back to stock. So obviously I'm driving around a stock car with E85. Obviously the car I did not like that has a full tank of E85. All I had to do was plug this back in and reload the E85 tune. The check engine light went away. But other than that, this car's been a phenomenal car, reliable. I have absolutely dogged. I can understand. Like I dogged this car. Only once has the oil overheated. The oil temp went up to 280, but it quickly went down. The car quickly, you know, the moment you stop, you know, abusing it, it went back down to its 240, 250 range. And I'm telling you, I was dogging the car. That's the only time this car. Like, oh my God, you guys don't understand. I dogged this car, and it's still reliable. It's still just a really good car. Cannot be happy. It's my first Mustang. Fun fact, my dad actually had a Mustang, black. I think it was a Fox body. So he was really happy when I went home, and I had a Mustang, a black Mustang. So it really put a smile on his face that, like father, like son, am I right? But other than that, super happy with the car. Just super happy with the car. Excited to just keep building it and going from there. And just kind of so you guys can see with the Shelby, with the carbon fiber hood, this is kind of my point of view. It does have a big nose, if you will, and then you can't really see the spoiler. Matter of fact, you can't see the spoiler at all. So sometimes I think the spoiler flew off, but you know, you just don't see it with this point of view. The car does have, I believe, 5% window tint. Can see just fine. You just can't see me when I'm inside. Matter of fact, just so you guys can see the window tint. Oh, you guys shouldn't see me. I personally don't like being seen. You guys saw, I'm in the Army. When I'm in uniform, I don't want to be seen. I'm in uniform. Yeah. Cannot see inside at all. This is how the car is sitting. Love the car. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment. DM me on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. I'll help you guys out with whatever you want. But other than that, that has been my 2-year ownership experience with this car. Would recommend. Super happy. And yeah, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more content.